All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast, a very special episode, episode 100. We are doing an in-person episode, so go check us out on YouTube and watch. But first, we want to do virtual, so get Brian on really quick, as he could not make it. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I know the fellas' heart. You'll hear their whole spiel throughout the whole episode. Great episode coming your way. But again, I just wanted to say thank you. We hit 10,000 downloads. This is our 100th episode, and it's just only up from here. I'm not going to say I didn't think we'd make it this long because we weren't good. I really just thought we'd all get too busy. But as the weeks go on, I just get more and more anticipated for what's going to happen next. And I love it. So thank you, everyone, for the support. I know a lot of friends and family are watching this and listening, so thank you. And then to anyone that we don't know, we love hearing the feedback. It's actually crazier to us when we hear something from like a complete stranger, when we read a review, hearing how like you love what we're doing. Like we really do appreciate that. And to the boys, I want to say it. Thank you, Josh, Andrew. You guys set this up for us way back. Last June at this point, something like that. Like whenever Minions movie came out, right around there. Thank you. You guys did all the legwork for us and just told us, hey, get the fuck out. We're gonna do a podcast, and here we are. So yeah. Other than that, I just want to say, we're all super busy. I'm sorry I had to miss the in-person episode, but this is what's great about Small Guys is I don't get to see you guys as much as I would like to, but I can count on at least twice a week being able to talk to all my boys from back home, and I really fucking appreciate that. So yeah, thank you guys, and enjoy this live episode or in person, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, no, thank you guys, and
Thank you.
thanks to the listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, little bro.
Appreciate it.
Too.
Man.
We'll have in our
Well said.
descriptions if you're whatever you're listening to this on for everything we're going to talk about in the episode too, so you can jump around. But all right, let's go to us in person.
To the live.
All right, welcome back. We are in person doing the rest of this episode, episode 100, a very special episode. So we figured we'd get in person. Last time we did do in person before. It was for the end of the year, end of 2022, and I think we'll do it at the end of this year too. We'll kind of do our top 10 movies of the year or TV shows also.
Yeah.
Kind of just reflect on the whole year's past.
I definitely did not make a list.
Yeah. No, this time we'll have to.
Yeah, we're gonna be
all make lists.
Really? Yeah.
Some of us made lists, others didn't.
Yeah.
By some of us, he means himself.
Yeah.
I had a list.
Josh,
You guys
I
have
had a list too.
I didn't honorable
So
mentions.
me and him are just
I can probably riff off the top of my head. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not too worried.
for sure.
Yeah, but so for the rest of this episode or for this episode, we want to talk about the writer's strike. It's a pretty big deal that we haven't really mentioned yet. Possible actors strike. We want to talk about the podcast a little bit, kind of over the past year, as we are at a year now.
Actually, as of recording this, we are exactly at. I don't know if you guys know that, but this is actually today.
A year?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Today is 1 year.
We fit 100 episodes.
Yeah.
And 365.
We do
Yeah.
2 weeks, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually by the time this comes out, June 30th, it'll be almost a week after our 1 year, but the day we're recording it is June 24th, which is a year exactly.
Happy,
So that's cool.
happy 1 year, boys.
Yeah.
Happy 1 year.
Where's my flowers, man?
One thing, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening and you haven't heard Brian's voice yet, as we transitioned into in person, he's not. He couldn't make it too far of a drive. We tried to get him a jet, but it was just a little out of the price range.
Yeah, jet fuel's getting expensive right now.
Inflation.
Yeah, inflation.
I'm sure everybody understands.
So Brian isn't in person with us, but as you heard, he was kind of in our intro there and some thoughts with him.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
In
But
spirit.
I do want to mention that, like you said, we recorded a year ago today.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that we have 100 episodes. We've been that consistent.
Well,
still.
not even that.
Yeah.
Compare our first episode to right now. We probably sounded like
So
shit.
yeah, that's
100%.
if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube and you go back and you listen to the first thing we ever actually posted was me and Josh doing a Pixar tier list.
Oh, yeah?
And man, oh man, do we sound nervous. You can kind of hear it. Also initially we were talking with like our gaming like headsets.
Yeah.
So we've
The
definitely
Astro Bikes.
come a long way. And we've seen the support too with like people, reaching out to us and stuff like that. We're still growing all the time. We're not massive yet. We're probably
Close to 10K downloads. So coming up.
so that's actually something that I was gonna announce. We passed.
We did?
Yeah,
Today.
Awesome.
yeah. So we
That's awesome.
actually
Yeah, you hit 10K.
we are at 10,078. At least when I checked this morning.
Yeah.
So 10,000 people have downloaded this podcast, and even if it couldn't have been just us five, even if we were trying to rig the numbers, we couldn't make that up.
Yeah.
Even if we included our parents, like we still wouldn't get the 10K.
No,
so
well,
I'll tell you right now, my parents for sure didn't download that shit.
And two, we're like I think we're over 40 states now. I think it's 20 countries, almost every continent. Like it's really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's awesome.
yeah, so we passed
You
10,000.
can say
That's cool.
Small Guys is international. So
Yeah.
We are
like that.
we are global now. We're a global podcast.
Yeah. So for the rest of the episode too, we want to just mention, kind of maybe what our favorite episode was over the past 100. Since we're halfway through the year, maybe mention, a couple of our favorite movies so far in the year 2023, and
Yeah.
then two even TV shows.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good ones of those
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
if you want to keep going on the writer's strike,
Yeah, we
a
can start
little
with
bit
that.
because we've been just hearing stuff about it. I mean, we obviously don't know any writers personally or
Yeah.
anything like that. We don't have any
Maybe someday.
contacts like that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully someday.
Yeah.
But I don't really know how that's working, and I don't know how long. Like, what are they expecting it to go till? Like, is it going to be like it's been going on for a few months
Yeah,
now?
started May 2nd.
Yeah,
officially.
so
And
So what is like the main goal of that? Like, are they
they're just not
trying to
getting
get
paid
like?
enough.
Well, yeah, are they trying to like set
Yeah.
something in place in terms of like laws and regulations? or-
yeah, because they're a union,
yeah.
and
We gotta think it should vary per movie because obviously, if you're writing a Marvel movie, you're making $1 billion.
Easily.
Yeah, like
I
most of
mean,
those
did
are
Ant-Man pass $1 billion?
No, but still, it's still make
Yeah,
it.
I think that's true too, because that genre is kind of started.
But that's what I'm
Getting
taking. You gotta
a lot
take
of
into
people on it.
consideration because if you got this low budget movie, then the writer should. I'm sure they get just a set amount of money, regardless of how well the movie does, which is kind
I
of
mean,
crazy.
I'm sure like the A-list actors, they have like royalties. I know like Robert Downey Jr. made like 300 million from Endgame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but those are
which is
actors.
crazy.
You got to think the guys that
Yeah.
write it, like, I the only thing I know off the top of my head is like comedies.
Yeah.
Like even if Judd Apatow isn't in a movie, he doesn't have credits for it. He's still like written by or edited or he's still in the
Yeah.
credits. So those guys, like, I mean, if you imagine you two are writing a movie and me and Andrew give you 2 scenes,
Yeah.
like, so I mean, they do it off of like friendship and stuff like that. Like, oh, here, I'll write this scene for you.
Like
I'll help-
Seth Rogen and
yeah, I'll
I
step
get
in
it.
for you, but I don't need any money. But they're like, hey, we just did $1 billion. Here's like 10
Well,
grand. Here's
that's when
100
it comes
grand.
from like whoever has like direct control over like the directing and like
So it's the studios.
yeah, well like
Yeah.
if you're smart, you ask for royalties.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Something.
like
yeah, no.
like that's like minimum for me. If I was ever gonna direct a movie or write a movie,
100%.
I'm asking for royalties.
Yeah.
There's no question.
But I
about
wonder
that.
if you could do royalties only in big franchises.
yeah, and
I
that
mean,
might depend too on the union if they're
Yeah.
allowed to ask.
if
I
I'm
don't know.
doing a Star Wars movie
Kinda
or like
complex.
Marvel, I'm 100% asking royalties.
Yeah.
Because they got toys, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Where if you're doing a Wes Anderson movie, just because I saw that a couple days ago,
There's probably not much you can
there's
do
nothing.
off
Like
of that.
they literally on a opening release night, I was in a small ass theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even epic.
Well, now too, we're seeing movies and shows getting delayed or canceled or pushed back, and
Mhm.
so now I wonder how it'll affect the years to come on things that.
I'm
need be
curious to
written.
know. Deadpool got pushed up, which is crazy to me with all this.
Yeah, and apparently too, like Ryan Reynolds can't do like ad libbed, like he can't write.
So I read
anything
about
else
that, but
on
that's
it,
the only
but-
thing we get all of our news from Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
And I
take
don't
it with a
believe-
grain
no
of salt.
I
entire
don't believe
knowledge
any
of
of
a
that
single
shit.
thing,
So
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, when you
Single
guys send that stuff, I'm like, oh, like X-Men's gonna be in or whatever. Like,
well,
all
same
that
thing with
stuff.
like James Gunn, like his Superman that he's writing. Like,
Yeah.
can he still write it technically or no? Or
Yeah,
I'm-
is
but
he
I'm-
hide it or I don't know.
I'm sure damn well they're
Yeah.
working on it.
yeah.
For
because
sure.
if I'm the writer and there's a writer strike, like, yeah, he's got to stop like doing all this, but he's for sure at home. Like, what else has he got to do? He's
Yeah.
not sitting there going on vacation.
Yeah, because you can't publicly write it because then it shows that you're not supporting the writers. And
yeah.
you should,
But
and they
you
should be
know
paid.
damn
for
well
it.
they're
It's probably
thinking
yeah.
about it,
He's
yeah.
100% working on it because why? Because when it does uplift and they go back to what they're doing,
Yeah, he
what
wants
is he
to be
going to start
ready.
writing?
Yeah.
He's going to be like, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Makes
Now
sense.
it's
I missed out
delayed.
on all this time. Yeah.
yeah. We
Totally
should
different.
mention too, as of I think it's as of June 30th. By the time this episode comes out, there might be an actor's strike too.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah.
I heard rumors,
wanna
but I didn't
elaborate a
know.
little bit?
Yeah, I
Yeah, so they need something signed or something signed off by June 30th, and if it's not, the actors are going on strike as well. So, and they've not been on strike since the year
But actors
2000.
are saying that they're not making enough money. for
Yeah, it's just
whatever
like the
project
amount
that
of
they're working
work and
on.
everything like that. Yeah, like as them as a whole. So,
I feel like that's probably fair because you have like your outliers, like your RDJ or something that makes 50 million from the movie or whatever,
But I
but your
feel like-
average actor is not making that.
Yeah.
They're
even
making
I feel like that's
extras
like
and stuff.
soap operas, like
But they also know you got to think they,
Yeah.
these guys don't
like
do anything.
50 mil.
Any
like 10 grand a-
anything like
an
any
episode,
interview or
man.
any podcast I've listened with like an established actor like Robert Downey Jr. for example, like they don't do anything. Their agents 100% like go out and seek all these opportunities. Maybe they'll be somewhere at dinner and like they'll see Martin Scorsese and he'll be like, "I got a perfect role for you," and then they meet up alone and do all
Yeah,
that.
makes
But
sense.
like their agents know what they're doing and they're not going to do this project. I mean, it's different. People say that they would work for Tarantino and Scorsese for free,
Yeah,
which makes sense because why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Like and
just
all
just
those
to get
and
the
all those
experience.
S tier actors or A-list celebrities, whatever you want to call them, they already have so much money.
Yeah.
So like, what I understand if you're an up and coming
do that,
actor and
like-
you want to make a bunch of money, that makes sense.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
So
That'd be cool to do.
I mean, that's
that,
like
yeah.
NBA players, like LeBron, like the big three, like they just want rings because they're established. They're gonna make
yeah,
millions.
they
the
don't
rest
care how
of
much
the-
money
you
they're
know.
making.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm surprised where who's it Messi just came to the States.
Dude,
And
his
he's got the
contract's
biggest
like
contract. He's got anything that they
800
go on
mil or
Apple.
like 400 mil over
any
2
any
years.
game that they stream on Apple, he gets
Yeah.
royalties for it. He
Yeah.
gets paid
Jeez,
for them.
we're
to
watching
stream
it just for him.
Exactly,
It's
and he took
crazy,
it for the
man.
money.
Yeah.
But like he already had so much money. So
Well,
what
that's
is it?
crazy. Like think
How
about
much
like
more money do you need?
like the CVL, I think is the golf league, and like the PGA, they're merging. And imagine like Tiger Woods turned down like what is it like a 600 million?
They offered him almost $1 billion to go play over
Holy-
there.
And
But that's not gonna-
he's sick about that.
So, but I mean, I don't know if you guys want to get into the tangent right now, but they just announced that under all the PGAs, like all the players, like that's the thing with the PGA is like there's however many people with a tour card, and they have to tell them what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like it's like for the players. So like,
Jeez.
hey Rory, we're gonna combine with Live. They went under their nose, completely blind, and
Damn.
signed that merger. And now all those guys, which sucks because PGA publicly went out and said that they would never merge with Live. And like those
Wow.
guys like Kepka and Phil that went over there, like they got all that money, but they're never coming back.
yeah,
But now they just said they went around their words, and now the
Damn.
dudes
and now the
that
people
went
that
out,
didn't go.
they took a year and a half
Yeah.
off, 2 years to
That
go make
sucks.
hundreds and thousands of dollars, and now they go right back and they get to play with the guys that skipped out on the money.
Yeah,
So that's
stayed
that's a
loyal and
fucking-
everything. That's crazy.
That's a story on its own, man. It's
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks, right? Because like our favorite shows and movies are getting delayed and pushed back, and
Yeah, but I want people to be paid.
yeah, and we want
fairly,
people to be
so-
paid. So it's like, yeah, we want the strike to be over, but we want it to be over in the
In a good
of the
way.
writer.
We're
Yeah.
just being paid fair, man. I mean, we don't see how much they're making. Like, I made $1 million. I want 5.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah,
like when
it's hard to- that's why I said I feel like it's not those outliers. I think
Yeah.
it's the more
It's
average.
average.
It's
the like the
new
guest
guys.
stars, the soap operas.
Yeah, they get- they're
50
like,
grand.
you
a
know,
show.
and or they get like significantly less. So like, hey Mike, I want to have you on my show, and maybe it's a big huge show.
the
Maybe
budget's getting cut.
yeah.
Like I don't know if you guys watch Superman and Lois.
I did not.
Hell,
Do you? It's really good. But anyway, like General Lane and like a couple families that are in it are like going from regulars to guest stars, and just that alone cuts their pay like by
Yeah.
Big
far.
nifty.
60%.
So that's probably part of it.
Budget
too.
cuts, like
Yeah.
stuff like
sucks.
that, because dude, everything's getting expensive now. Like it's
Yeah,
that's how it is. Like that's the landscape.
yeah.
of-
We could only afford one mic.
Yeah, that's the
No.
landscape of the economy, and it's just trickling down to every
One
single
shitty
industry.
IKEA table.
Yeah.
I look at
Half a couch.
Yeah.
I look
Not
at
really. We do have setups. This
In a
is just
busted
easier.
house right now.
Yeah.
it's kind of like with athletes too, like a football player holding out till they get paid.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
what I
you're
mean? So
definitely
it's
right.
I don't know, and that, like we mentioned, there's a whole union. So,
It's like the NFL, like Players Association. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very comparable.
yeah. So obviously, you know, we want it to come to an end, but we want it in favor of the writers. So,
And I will say this: I'm sick of getting dog shit ass movies and dog shit ass shows from
Yeah.
the franchises that we love,
Yeah.
like Marvel, Star Wars, like the last trilogy of Star Wars, the last couple.
I think they're
movies of
heavily
Marvel.
relying on like they think they have like a machine. Like we're just gonna put it out, and no matter what, people will
When
come
you
and
guys
view
sent
it.
those
And
Pixar YouTube video, I didn't watch it, but it was like when Marvel or Pixar has a flop.
oh, I sent that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's very.
It
rare,
was-
too.
it was
That's very
funny.
rare though.
it was.
Well, but it's been new. It's
yeah.
like their last like 5 have been flops.
Elemental, this one that just came out, is
Yeah.
kind of a flop, but in that video, it's a like a comedy. The guy, he's like, it's a joke, and they're saying like it's on YouTube. He's saying like, oh, like what are we? It's supposed to be interpretation of Pixar headquarters. Like, what do we do? Elemental's flopping, and they're like, we have to do it, and everyone's like, no, and they hit a button that says Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
It's
Well, so-
like that's their saving grace.
that's the thing is, I was looking into why that movie didn't do well, and I've not been able to see it yet.
Yeah,
But
I
from what I've heard, it's a great movie.
we
It's
are
really good.
gonna try to review.
Yeah, we
it.
will. But the thing is, and I was telling Andrew this the other day, apparently it's mainly they didn't advertise it enough that it was coming out, so no one really knew. And then the market's really crazy right now with movies.
Yeah,
that
there's
you can go
there's
see.
a ton of movies.
I mean,
to
there's
go see.
another animated movie in Spider-Verse that you can go see, you know,
Yeah.
as a family, and probably enjoy it more than maybe Elemental, which you
100%.
don't really know anything about. So it's like
Yeah.
when you take the choice there, I mean, there's Flash, Guardians is still in theaters. We have Indiana Jones coming out, Asteroid City. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff.
We just
Yeah.
reviewed Flash. We're doing Asteroid City, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's seen it so far?
I saw it with you,
Yeah, he's
Spencer. Spencer will be on that episode. I was sitting next to
I'm
you.
losing it. Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What do you think? You went alone?
Yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking I went with my mom, and then I
Nah.
ended up not
No,
going.
I
I
went
don't
with
like
it.
her.
I went with it.
Yeah, Michael.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, so there's the market's so crowded right now, especially in the summer. And then we have like Oppenheimer, Barbie, Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
No,
all
that's the
coming
good
out in
thing
July.
is because, and especially like going back on the writer
Marvels.
strike,
Mhm.
the writer strike, we had that huge halt in production with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got that huge, like, this is kind of like there. I feel like after this year, it'll be like the
Normal.
cleanup of,
Normal. Yeah.
but now we have the writer strike, so like that's a new
Maybe a
COVID
bulk
yeah,
up
maybe
again.
the,
yeah, so now it's all gonna get delayed. But then again, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I take the only thing I know how long it takes to make like something, like we look at video games. Video games take forever. Like they said, the games that they're working on now won't be released until like they have the new
Engine.
no, the new consoles.
Oh, okay.
So like we have the Xbox Series X now,
When's
like
the new console
PS5,
coming out?
That's the thing.
2030.
but that's like
Probably
Skyrim
27.
or Elder Scrolls 6.
26.
We got that teaser 2017.
Yeah.
And they said they have an additional 6 years.
Yeah, it's
So you
crazy.
think the PS5 is going to be around for 6 more years?
No,
absolutely
absolutely
not.
chance.
Yeah. So they're building games for the next.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
era.
will though. Like, I mean, we're going off on a tangent here from
Yeah.
movies a little bit, but like
It's a good episode,
Microsoft,
fucking
Microsoft
people.
just admitted they actually said like, we believe that PlayStation won like this generation of like console war, quote unquote, because they were actively losing like $150 a console. I believe the
Wow.
article said.
Xbox?
Yeah, like they every single one they sell, they're not even breaking even. They're losing money because it
Well,
costs so much to build.
I'm not going to go off on it, but that Starfield game that's coming out, it's capped at 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, which is the most powerful
powerful system.
gaming system.
Doesn't
gaming
even
console
matter.
And
of
only
all
10%
time.
of the planets are gonna have life on it and stuff. I was reading.
And you can play that shit on that fucking Xbox 360 probably. Yeah, 60
Yeah,
frames
really,
per
really
second.
The PS5 is going to be obsolete here pretty
Yeah.
soon. So
Yeah. Well, and honestly, another department of the movie industry that should go on strike is the people that do the CGI. in
Oh,
movies.
God.
Oh,
I mean,
please,
we've
Did
seen
you
that-
see
explore us.
Did you
I saw
see
that TikTok of that one
Spider-Verse?
guy.
There are people working 7 hours or 7 days, 11 hours
See,
a
they
day.
say that all
Oh
the time,
my
but why
God.
don't they go on strike?
They should, but I don't know.
Fred paid good.
But see, they're companies.
I mean, that's the
they're
thing is-
companies that handle it. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
TikTok?
I
There-
said,
there
it
was
was the
a-
guy. He's like, I worked
Yeah.
on it, and I commented. I said, "You're the reason." I said, it's all your fault.
Well,
Like 100+ likes.
Whoever was in charge of like the CGI for Spider-Verse had a comment where it was like, well, welcome to the movie industry or something like that. It's just
Yeah.
stuff like that that's leave it
But
bad
I mean,
taste.
I understand. Like we see videos like that all the time. Of like, I mean, CGI has been getting shitty, but then there's movies where it's great.
Yeah.
Like the movie that you would least expect good CGI has better CGI than a
But
billion
those
dollar
studios are
franchise.
allowing
I
the
feel
time.
What we need to do.
You know what I felt like? Transformers that we just saw.
It was good.
Actually, I was like,
Yeah.
CGI wasn't like. I mean, I feel like my expectations for a modern movie now are so slim for the CGI because
Yeah.
I'm just like, Marvel has kind of fumbled the bag the last couple times with it, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Well, look at the last Marvel movie that was excellent in CGI. Probably
Endgame.
Endgame.
Shang-Chi was pretty good.
Guardians
Shang-Chi was
wasn't
really good.
terrible.
Guardians
Shang-Chi
wasn't
was
terrible,
more
but everything
natural
else
than-
in
Nah,
between
Guardians,
there.
dude, that scene where Adam
Guardians was
Warlock
sick.
pushes
Oh, yeah.
Star-Lord back when he like that's awful, dude.
I thought Guardians had good CGI.
It was decent.
It was.
But then the
it
I'm
was.
other-
saying like top tier where you're like jaw dropping.
But the absolute craziest part is that as big as Marvel is, how do they not have a whole warehouse, a whole office of CGI
Because
guys?
Everybody
specifically?
that worked on the earlier projects doesn't want to work with Marvel anymore.
Yeah,
I
they
guess, but I mean,
Because
I
they're
think it-
working 7 days a week.
there
12
was
hours a
it
day.
was the same thing with like, I mean, we kind of went off on a tangent there, but with like video games, with movies, there used to be a little bit more of a passion behind the project. Now a lot of it now I feel like is just like people are collecting their check and they're like,
Well,
don't
what I was
wanna
gonna
do
say
it."
earlier, and I think
I don't blame them.
yeah, well, what I think
Unless
should
you
happen
work
is
for
like as much as we love these movies and shows, they need to stop making so many and just like scale back a little bit on how much they make. Because
Yeah.
like it's at that point, like I'd rather
give me quality over quantity
at this point, yeah.
please.
Like I remember when Vision, what's I don't even know the name of it now.
WandaVision?
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember when that came out, I'm like, dude, holy shit, Marvel's about to get in their bag. That what was coming after that?
Loki.
Falcon and the Winter
Loki.
Soldier, Loki,
Like, yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
we had
Well,
like
they started
boom,
off
boom,
good
boom.
though.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah,
weren't
and
that's
then
right.
next thing you know, they're like this, boom.
But I
Remember,
personally, I've
everybody
seen-
was like,
I've seen all of them, and
Mephisto.
I
It's like, oh my
personally
God.
don't think that there's like any bad Marvel TV show. What was the one that we absolutely hated?
Yeah, we
Miss
didn't-
Marvel.
we
Or
didn't-
Marvel.
But I
we didn't
watched
even
Miss Marvel,
review
and
it.
I honestly like I like
We
Miss
didn't even
Marvel. If we're
review
being
it.
honest, like it was a good like watch. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't running home and turning it on right when it was dropped, but I watched it all. And
Actually,
it
I
was,
take
it
that
was
back. I'd
solid.
rather watch Miss Marvel than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to be honest.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good because it was more dark. Like it kind of set up the
You
Thunderbolts.
guys
That's
are
why-
forgetting Josh's favorite.
I like.
She-Hulk. Oh,
yeah,
that's
not
what
my
it was.
favorite.
Oh,
She-Hulk
God.
was fucking
No, it
bad,
wasn't.
dude.
It wasn't bad.
She-Hulk was bad.
No,
That's by far
no,
my
wasn't
worst.
bad.
And you
What-
hated Moon Knight. Moon Knight was fucking great.
I love.
Yeah,
I, love
I didn't
Moon
like
thought
Knight.
it was
Moon
sick,
Knight.
I love
dude.
Moon Knight.
I didn't like
What-
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight was fucking
What
awesome.
saved
I need to
She-Hulk
watch
for
it.
me was Megan the Stallion twerking at that.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
so
Yeah, dude.
stupid.
No,
But I think that wraps up kind of.
I saw too. I guess the Echo show's coming out at the end of the year, and she was in what do you
Yeah,
mean?
She-Hulk.
the Amazon.
Oh, she's
Hawkeye.
in Hawkeye. Yeah,
She was
she's
in
in
Hawkeye.
Okay, I forgot about Hawkeye.
Her whole season is being dropped all in one day. Did you know that they're not releasing it weekly? They don't think that the character will be as popular and people will
So
watch
why
it.
even
I wonder
give it a
why.
whole
I don't know.
show?
I don't know. So,
'Cause
that would be interesting to see. I think
because
in the fall.
it's gonna be more Kingpin. It's gonna be more Daredevil.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's interesting. And then right now, Secret Invasion's coming out.
yeah.
I
Which
watched
I,
the first
I
episode. It's pretty
started.
good.
I
Yeah.
started it. It was okay.
I think it's
I
gonna.
think it's pretty good.
I thought it
The,
was
see, the thing is,
okay.
these Disney shows, the Disney Plus ones for Marvel, always have a really strong first episode, and then they kind of fall a little bit for me. I feel like in most
Yeah, and I
cases
felt
outside
like
of
I
Loki-
felt like it was just okay. So I'm
Okay.
sure by episode
ending was
3, I'm
pretty
gonna.
good.
All
Well,
right,
this
yeah.
isn't a Marvel.
Yeah, and after you
this
told
isn't
me,
a Marvel episode.
yeah,
so-
that's
and
true.
we will review Secret Invasion. We should say that because we didn't.
You guys want to
review
get
this one.
into what we thought our favorite episodes were,
Yeah, let's
like
talk about
recording wise? I can start off.
that. Pay the
Yeah,
writers too,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
Either way.
please pay the writers.
Yeah.
We'll
and
go.
the
start the review.
actors and the CGI
Yeah.
and the CGI.
I think mine, and I'm not even doing it because it's my own pick, but I think that
I know
because
what
like you mentioned, like when we started, we had shitty equipment, which we obviously upgraded. But Gone Baby Gone, like that was one of our biggest downloaded episodes, and that's just one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But remember how shocked all of us were when it was getting a shit ton of downloads, and
It's
like
still number one for whatever reason.
people-
I even looked up like is that a song or something that people search?
No,
Like,
dude,
I
because
don't know
it
why.
came out at a perfect time and it won a bunch of awards. And I remember everyone, and that's like older people, like my uncle and like my
That
mom's
episode
friends would be
is
like,
done
yeah,
well.
they listen to the Gone Baby Gone episode because they've seen that movie. And
Yeah.
I think that it worked out. And I feel like it kind of like it showed us that, hey, like, you know, we can do a rewind. That was our first rewind, wasn't it?
was.
So
That was probably like our first episode. We were like, hey, we can do this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
and we all flowed perfectly in it.
Yeah.
Like I think we nailed
watched
everything
that
from start
movie
to
at work.
finish, and like
Did
I don't,
you?
it was just clean in my opinion. And I think that that's
That
If
movie
we-
really got me for some reason.
it's emotional.
It's
It's
a
good.
good, no, it's a
Good
really
watch.
good movie.
No,
it's
what
a good
was,
watch.
what was cool about that review is it kind of tailored how we began to go through movies rather than we did before, because
Mhm.
now we go through them almost like through acts or through.
Yeah, and that's
scenes.
something. Obviously, if you're an avid listener, you know that's kind of how we try to do things. We sometimes veer a little bit, but
It's
I
hard
mean,
with some movies.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Some
And-
movies, I mean, we try to hit like our episodes. Sometimes we'll be like, hey, this will be a 30-minute episode, and it ends up being an hour and 15.
yeah,
Oh, those episodes we think are gonna be short are the ones that always
that are always
yeah,
long. Yeah, what did we just do where I wanted to be out in 40 minutes?
Oh, it was like Spider Verse, I think.
Yeah,
No, we knew Spider-Verse was going to be an
That's
hour.
what
I know,
me and
but I
Brian were
think I was like, I
I
got
think it was
somebody good.
Transformers.
Yeah, that might
You
have
want
been.
Transformers?
Yeah, it was you, me, and Sanj for Transformers.
And
Brian
Pav.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean Brian's obsolete.
and we
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jeez.
no, we get a little too excited too at some points. Like, you know, we'll be talking about a movie and I'll mention a scene. What do you guys think about it? And then we'll all kind of answer. But I think that's more of a thing, like, since we're virtual, and we haven't been getting better about it, I feel like.
Oh yeah, significantly. If you listen to one of our first like probably 6 episodes, I think even the first 3 we didn't use a camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to listen to.
Oh,
those.
they're
I
they're
gotta-
pretty rough.
They probably sound like shit.
They don't. Yeah, one, they don't sound very good.
Stuttering on our words.
2, we interrupt each other a lot. We've
Yeah.
got a lot better with that, with trying to just have like more natural chemistry. It's
Yeah.
a little bit easier when we're in person.
I feel like we could like host like a 7 Action News. Like I really feel like I could hop on there.
I'll fucking put my underwear on and fucking suit and tie.
Here's today's weather. Look, we're at 70 degrees in
And
Ann
I'm like
Park.
this. I'm like up a little higher than
You're looking, you're like, fuck, like where?
like right here. Thinking that it. But no, I mean, but yeah, I mean, we've obviously gotten so much better. And I feel like that was a marking moment, like you said, like this is how it kind of paved the way, and like we figured out how to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of our strong suits, our rewind episodes. There's not if you're listening to this, I mean, there's, you know, you can, if a new movie comes out, for example, Spider-Verse, and you type in Spider-Verse review, Small Guys Podcast isn't the first thing that pops up quite yet, at least. So
and
there's,
to be fair, like as much as like Josh is the guy that does all the research with the trivia and stuff like that, and kudos to him, but there's so much little tidbits that like people that like do this for an actual living just
Well,
like
they make
have
YouTube
and, like,
videos for an
yeah,
hour
you know what I
long and
mean, like
dissect it.
it's,
yeah, so
it's hard to like compete
so
with
that's
that, you know.
that's where I think that, I mean, and if you agree or disagree, comment on YouTube or, you know, Twitter or whatever, Instagram, hit us up, let us know. I think our rewinds are where we can kind of shine, because you know, someone that's got a huge following is typically not going back and doing Gone Baby Gone, where we got the time, we'll watch the movie. It's a good movie. I'm glad we did it.
It's a niche that we hit, you know.
Yeah,
But
so
I do like how we can just pick a random movie. Doesn't matter when it is. Like it's just obviously if it's not a new release, it's a rewind.
yeah,
And
and that's
then you can get the biggest movies of all time. You can get a hidden gem that you've seen that no one else has seen. You're like, fuck it, let's do it.
yeah, and I think that's something that's really cool. I mean, our rewinds, we just try and shoot for something that didn't come out this year as of recording. So you know, something that didn't come out in 2023. We actually did that with, I think, did we call Everything Everywhere All at Once a rewind? I don't remember.
Technically, because
No, I don't think we did.
Okay, yeah,
'Cause
that was
it was
it
like
was still in the same.
It was re-released
Yes.
in theaters because it was doing so.
Yeah,
well.
so the way we like to do it is if it's in theaters or at least within the year.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it's in 2023, like Air, which we didn't get to review, I think we all saw it, or most
Yeah,
of
we
us.
should.
done
We
that-
should.
done that?
No, we still haven't done that.
No, I
Technically-
think we all saw it.
Yeah, technically that wouldn't be a rewind because it just came out a few months ago and it's still in the year, so we would
Tune
probably
into
throw
our
it in a
Air
Friday
review
Yeah.
sometime soon.
And then too, like the Friday episodes, we try to do fun things if there's no new releases. So like tier list brackets, drafts, which we recently started. doing,
Honestly,
which
we
is
got to
fun.
start doing those more. Those
Yeah,
are
they're
like the
fun.
funnest
So
episodes
yeah,
for me.
I want to. I'll say my.
Now to get voted off the island.
I'll say my kind of favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite single episode that stands out. I have 3 that kind of come to mind. I actually really just like the Transformers episode that we did, like a lot.
Yeah,
I
that
felt
was
like
fun.
it was sad not having you on, Josh. But it was different. I ran
Mike
things for.
wasn't there.
Yeah, Mike wasn't there either, but you're always on. So it was me and Mike are absent more than you, so that was
Yeah.
different running it without you. It still went well, but you know, we missed you.
I'm trying to work on world hunger. I got
Yeah, Mike and I, you know,
I'm
we
in
got
Uganda 1 week, and then
we're
you know, South
globetrotters.
Africa,
We're trying to
yeah.
fix things. But no, so I really like Transformers. And then another one that stands out is actually, I mean, this sounds cheesy and corny, but the first episode. I mean, we wouldn't be here doing this without number 1. And I think that was just Josh and I that were just
For the
kind of
first half. And then we did the Obi-Wan.
yeah, and then we did the Obi-Wan, but it was kind of just like, I think Josh sent me like a Pixar tier list. Like, I think it was what you rated your movies.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, why don't let's record this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's you know what, screw it.
I'm telling you,
Let's see what happens.
Instagram shorts of us just like bitching at each other, like we roasting Aiden, like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot." Like that's what it should be.
That's honestly what the long episodes are. Fucking
Yeah.
20+ minutes.
Yeah, there's some more roast in there. So the first episode really stands out to me because I mean, and like I said, that's a cheesy pick.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, I appreciate it. It matters. And then maybe my third, but in no order, is I really liked our snack tier list. That is funny as hell. That episode.
Dude,
If you
it's-
haven't listened to that, you
Yeah.
check it
that
out on
stuff pisses me
YouTube.
off.
No.
Because that was the first one where I felt like we really could not agree
No,
on anything.
and here's the thing: I'm gonna
Fuck, why would
roast.
you
I'm gonna
rate-
roast Aiden again for this. Good and plenty's,
Yeah,
good and plenty's.
I wish
Those
I
are
had some because I would fucking
dog
make you
shit.
all fucking try.
dog shit.
No, they're fucking. Have you had a good and plenty?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
When?
My grandma gave
My
me.
dad was in the fucking vending business. When do
Yeah.
you think I didn't have one? I used to
But
eat-
that's what you
I
had a
used to eat that-
variety.
That's
of
why I
different
had
candy.
cavities when I was a kid. I used to eat that shit
Good
all
and
the
plenties
time.
are fucking good.
Those
man.
are good
that
dog
that
shit.
that
Hey,
episode.
you
in
don't
par-
like them, you don't like them.
in
Yeah,
particular,
exactly.
if you haven't heard it, the snack tier list,
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
almost so that
everything.
they would get a fucking hot dog at the movie theater.
If you
Over good and plenty's, hell yeah.
That's a great-
I'd rather have
Yeah.
nothing.
that's
I'd
a great.
rather have good and plenty's a fucking small candy. You don't fucking stink up the damn.
I
food
love
for your goddamn
microwavable
glizzy.
pizza rolls there over that shit, man.
That's
And
just
the-
wild.
And that's another thing I was gonna add is now, as of when this comes out on June 30th, if you check out our website, actually we have all of our reviews for all of our movies that we've done. You can check it by movie or by individual, at least for us 5. Sometimes we've had guests on. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to build them out a profile for everything too.
Yeah.
But like we've had
Sanch, Nick Powell.
Cody, Rachel,
Yep.
Stella, Siri,
Huff.
the Spooky Boys podcast.
Mhm. And we have more guests that you haven't seen coming soon too.
Yeah, we do actually.
Charlie, my uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lord
Charlie,
of the Rings.
Yeah, that was
That's one of our good episodes.
Christian Bale, you know, Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson.
Morgan Freeman is on.
Morgan Freeman is on.
Yeah, he was gonna be here today. But,
Yeah, he couldn't make it in. I think he's on every episode, probably like 50
Every
and
Friday.
going.
Every rewind.
Yeah.
So,
he couldn't make it.
but
Perfect was
yeah, and
bad.
all of our tier lists, all that stuff will be on the website. So small guys.
Wraps.
I think you can actually now, this is kind of a cool feat. I don't know if you guys know this, but we took some work on my part, but now if you just type in small guys on Google, we are the first thing that pops up.
I seen that.
You don't even have
I
to,
was looking at
you
it.
don't even
today,
have to type in
actually.
podcasts
Yeah,
anymore.
Small
You can
Guys.
just type in small guys and we are now the
good shit.
number one thing
Hey, we're gonna be big guys here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Change the name.
Eventually.
Well, yeah, so that's what's cool too, because we want to start doing more of the drafts, and you can actually go look on the website to see who won what draft and stuff after the fact. Pretty cool. Yeah, you want
Just
like,
the most recent one here. I might have won.
yeah, the comedy movie.
We're gonna start
On the
money.
30th, that'll all be live,
Yeah.
so check it out then.
Yeah.
Start putting real money on it.
Yeah, we should.
I
Yeah.
will.
Uh,
Hey, I'll be historian reading books with my glasses on. Most liked movies in 2020.
yeah, there's one episode that we did recently that I really liked. There's a couple, but sometimes when we do episodes, I feel really confident in it, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't know how this one turns out. And then once I edit it, I can kind of see it more and kind of appreciate it a little bit more. But I think our recent ones that were really really good is Spider-Verse. I really liked how
That was
that
a
one
good
came out.
episode.
Yeah, the way we went through it, I feel like we didn't really miss anything, because the ones that I don't really feel too confident in, I feel like we missed some stuff, which kind of sucks. We try not to do that.
Yeah.
But when we talk for an hour, you think, there's no way we missed something, but maybe you do. So there's that. I really like the Spider-Verse one a lot. I would say our actors draft, our first draft, was really fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that one was really fun, and I'm just saying that one because I won that one. But both of our drafts are really fun. I'm definitely excited to do more drafts.
He posted the polls. And
Yeah.
he altered the votes.
Yeah.
Selections.
File.
dude.
Nah.
It's
Um,
fucked. I
no,
don't trust
one of my favorite rewinds we did was probably Wolf of Wall Street, just because it was really funny, and I was able to kind of do some extra editing on that and put like clips in
Yeah,
that
was
wouldn't
good.
get copyrighted and stuff. So that's
Not fucking leaving.
yeah. So I don't know, but it's crazy to look back in the past episodes and just be like, wow, I really had fun with this one, or I like the way we did this one and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I think we have some that even I'm the same way. I'm like, that one didn't go as good as I thought. But I mean, it depends too if
What
there's a-
mood we're in.
yeah. What I mean,
But it's literally your least expected one is gonna do.
I mean, like
the
for example,
best.
the Flash we just did, like I wasn't there for that one. I mean, I was there for it, but I wasn't there mentally for it the whole time. Just because I mean, spoiler if you're listening to this, that episode's already out. I didn't really care for it. So on movies, when we do that, sometimes I feel like I'm not giving it my all.
The
Just
more and
because-
more I think about that movie, the more and more I get pissed off.
well, so I was talking to my girlfriend about it and about the Flash episode, 'cause she just listened to it, and she's like, because she came with us to see it. She's like, it seemed like after the movies that you guys kind of liked it, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, not really. And I go, and she's like, well, you gave it a lower score. I was the highest score out of all of us, but I gave it a lower score than what she thought I was going to go with. But she said during the review that I kept saying, well, what I liked was, and I didn't really say enough bad things about it. But I told her, I'm like, yeah, but I'm defending it because I'm trying to take like a different point of view, because the rest of you
You're
guys
trying to
don't like it.
polish a piece of shit.
Well, I was on the same side.
Yeah, you
No, but I mean that's how. I mean, we're not gonna sit there and just bash a movie unless it was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Hey, what
But,
was
like-
that? Blonde?
yeah,
Yeah,
blonde.
Blonde was bad, but
That's a good,
it's a
episode.
bad movie, so it deserves it. If
Yeah.
we're all on the same page, we
That
know a
one did
movie's bad. We're
pretty
gonna
well,
sit there and
actually.
consistently talk shit about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
As
Even when
above,
we-
so below. Horrible.
fucking Birdman.
Oh,
That's
that's good.
fucking
Yeah.
That's a good
Aiden
movie.
and I, if you're listening, did not care for Birdman.
That was the closest
nah.
we'll be to a solo episode, though, because
Yeah,
me
you-
fighting for my life.
And,
Yeah,
and,
you-
and that was the first
It was
time.
2v1 for
Typically,
sure.
I feel like we, are somewhat in line with like, critics to some degree. I don't think
Yeah,
we follow them
absolutely.
exactly, but I mean, that was one I think the critics have it like a 97
Yeah.
best
Audiences
picture
had it
award.
like a 92.
Fucking
so
And,
you
true.
guys are wrong.
Aiden and I both rated in the 40s. So maybe you can comment and tell us we're, absolutely stupid.
The other thing
But
is like
I didn't care for it.
even when we were like outside, like Sydney said when we were
talking about the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
talking about the movie after, like we just sat through it for 2.5 hours. Like we're not gonna sit there and be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like you gotta
But I remember
you gotta
sitting
pick and be
outside.
like, all right, I did like that. I did. I guess it was okay.
Yeah, I remember saying outside too that it kind of had Uncanny Valley CGI. Remember we talked
Yeah.
about it right after.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there was things that we didn't like right afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got what she meant, and I was like, well, I can't sit there and bash it too. Totally, because I did actually like certain aspects of it, and I did want to kind of play that point of view of
Yeah.
defending the movie at a certain degree.
I get that.
Makes
So-
sense.
Well, that kind of plays into not my favorite episode, but one that I really liked. And I think it's because me and you had such a good experience in the movies. We watched Avatar
Yeah.
in 3D Epic I Met, dude. I swear, I literally felt like I was in the fucking movie, dude. Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
homie's like,
I'm looking at my hands. I'm like, holy
What are my
shit!
balls
Dude, why are
blue?
they? Why are they blue? Blue balls. No, but yeah,
I think
Avatar.
it was just us three, wasn't it?
I
No,
still
it was.
haven't
It
seen
was.
Avatar.
No, you were on it. It was you.
No, I was
No,
not.
it's just
No, I think it was just
Oh,
us three.
Brian was on it too.
No, Brian didn't see it either.
That's-
Because I remember last time we did
It
it.
was just
Last time
us
we did an
three.
in-person episode, and we were talking about our favorite movies of the year. Those two hadn't seen it. and
Yeah.
they didn't
Yeah,
want.
I think it was just us three.
Yeah.
I still haven't
Well,
seen
And
it.
I liked it a
I-
lot too.
I
I think
remember being on an episode of me and Josh defending it, and then him and Brian just like
No,
bashing it.
we were talking about it on another episode. I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
We were like
Well,
the episode
regardless,
after that. We
they're
were talking
bashing
about it
Nazis.
like
it was like the Civil War. It was like me and Josh
like
versus
Transformers.
two dummies, you know?
Well,
Like,
no, it was either in person when we were arguing about it, or it was on recording. Because I remember we were like, "Why the fuck would I don't even remember the first one. Why would I go out of my way and sit through a 3.5 hour?"
listen,
movie?
I was
That's fair.
James Cameron.
Yeah, I mean,
Piece of shit. I really don't like him, but that fucking movie
Why?
is good, dude. He looks
I think-
corny.
I
you
think
know?
that was why that episode, when I remember the three of us, I remember actually I went and saw that one. by
It was
myself.
just the three of us.
Uh,
Me and Aiden, and
because
Brian,
you-
and Josh were like going back and forth on like Xbox or something. Like,
No,
it
but I
was-
remember, you guys had just seen it, and I had thought like,
Dude,
yeah,
we were-
I was kind of in the same, I was in the same like boat. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to see that, and I think Josh gave it enough praise without telling me like this is a great movie. So I was like, all right, I'll go watch it. And I remember I walked out, and I was like, man, it's not even that Avatar movie is. I think I gave it like my best.
it's on
last year.
HBO, and I'm still not gonna
Ye-
watch it.
Yeah, looking back on
Disney
it, I
Plus.
don't know if it'd be
Idiot.
my number
that's
one
true.
for the
Really?
year. That's bold.
I'm stupid.
But if you got to, because if you watch it at home, it's not the same. But in theaters,
But at least
the
I can fucking
experience.
stop it and take a piss,
Yeah.
take a
Dude,
shit.
In
dude.
theaters, it
Go
was a
throw up
cool
'cause it's fucking-
experience. I'll say
I
that.
feel like I'm
shit
underwater.
in the popcorn bag and just throw it at the
Ah,
student.
in my basement.
Yeah,
So
but
is that one of your favorite episodes?
it's one of my favorite episodes. And then
I
the
have
second.
honorable. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the second one for me is gonna be A Star Is Born. That
Okay.
movie holds a special place in my heart. Bradley Cooper is my favorite actor, and I love Lady Gaga. I think she's gonna do awesome as Harley Quinn in the next Joker,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think
she'll be
she's
good.
really underrated as an actor on top of being, a singer, and obviously. So that movie, and that episode to me definitely probably is top three.
I like that.
I like that one because I
'Cause-
didn't watch Stars Born.
Yeah,
until
and I
we
think
did
it
that.
really
Neither
surprised
did
you
I.
guys, too.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
I
remember
gave
people
it,
going absolutely nuts for that movie, and they still do.
I
And
think
like I'm
uh,
like, all right, it was pretty.
Well,
good.
it's
Probably-
it's a soundtrack.
the soundtrack is. I was gonna
soundtrack-
say probably a week after we finished,
had a
I
good
was still
story, too.
listening to that damn song.
Yeah.
Now it's it's far in the playlist.
I
But,
still cycle through, Shallow,
yeah,
and
that
then
is-
Always Remember Us. It's
no, that was a good one. I
I do
liked,
still.
uh,
I'm
uh,
confident to admit that.
the episode. It was also just us three. Sorry, Aiden. Sorry, Brian. But it was our Don't Worry Darling episode. I think that was the first one that was us three.
Damn, two shitty movies.
Yeah, that movie
You
wasn't.
did see that one though.
Yeah,
I did,
you
I watched
Yeah,
it.
that movie wasn't
You
even.
kind of liked the ending. I didn't like the ending.
No, I
Yeah, the
absolutely
movie
hated
wasn't
the
even
end.
that great, but I
No.
liked our episode that we had.
Yeah, so no, I was walking my dog, and I remember I'm like, all right, I finally watched it when it was on HBO, and I listened to it. I'm like I was like nitpicking, but like I wish that I was there with you guys because I'm like, dude, like this part would have been so much better if they did this, and this would have been better if they did that, and all this other shit. And I still like great concept to a movie, but I think they fumbled the bag.
Well,
100%.
it's funny too. The director and Harry Styles
yeah,
started shagging in Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, she left. What's his name? Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk our favorite movies that we've seen in the year 2023
Okay.
and our favorite show.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to start this way and go around?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah. Go
same
ahead.
kind of
Yep.
thing.
So I think my favorite so far of this year has been John Wick 4.
Okay.
I think being a fourth installment to like that franchise, it's one of the best movies out of the four, which
that's
was
fair.
shocking to all of us.
There's more, dude.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's like I think John Wick 1 was great.
Yeah.
2 and 3 were good too, but like this fourth one,
Four
to
was
me-
a good finish.
yeah, it was a great finish, and I mean, it opened the door for like a
Ana de Armas and or
yeah,
something.
that like their spin-offs, but
Yeah.
then again, like a prequel story. I think that would do great for it.
Mhm.
But I just
Dude,
remember,
I'm not big on prequels, man.
No, but John Wick is different because in the first one you
Yeah,
see
it'd
him
be
literally
kinda cool to
chop
see it.
up his concrete in the basement.
I'd
open
like to
his,
see
past.
how he got there.
I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
but,
I get a bad taste in my mouth ever since I watched the Star Wars a couple.
Oh yeah, but
years
John
ago.
Wick, like I said, they have a fourth
I like
movie,
it.
and that was one of the best ones on the force. So like,
Yeah.
you know, they can keep going.
Again,
And-
there's 4 movies, dude.
yeah, but still, it's not like a trilogy, it's nothing like that. But I just still
One
like I
more
could,
movie.
I could rewatch it right now, and you'd find something new. Like I
Yeah.
remember we could talk about it right now for fucking forever, just
Yeah.
about the shots and
True.
you know everything behind it.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite.
What about a TV show? Do you have a favorite one this year?
I think all of ours is gonna be the same.
Favorite TV show?
It was
Yeah,
on
Mike,
it was on HBO.
Yeah, I'll. It's Last of Us. It has.
Last
to.
of Us, 100%. Yeah, everybody. That was great. Yeah, no,
It was earlier in the year though.
but that's why I know. But I forget like what TV
Yeah.
shows I've seen so far.
The
Because
Idol
I'm
too, we
watching.
love the Idol.
Yeah, The Idol's pretty good. It's not awful like people are saying.
Maybe me and Aiden will review that when it's done.
No, I
No,
want
actually-
You guys gotta catch up.
Actually, that's not my favorite of the year. The
What's
third
that?
season of Demon Slayer, like legit, dude.
All right.
That's 100% my favorite.
TV shows this year. I started Succession, so like
Yeah.
that's obviously
See, so that's probably
fast.
one of mine.
Yeah.
Since you guys took the last
And
one.
TV shows, I'm never like on time with them.
Yeah.
Like I mean, besides like Game of Thrones, I wasn't on time for that. I'm late to this show. I'm late to Succession. So, but yeah, Last of Us 100%.
All right.
Yeah.
I think favorite movie so far this year. I hope it's not like a crap take, but well, I know it's not, but I hope I'm not cheating. I really like Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
We just saw it, and I really liked it because one, it was, you know, I remember when I saw the first one, expectations were honestly really, really low. And then I watched the first one on Netflix and I was like, wow, this is really good. So I went into the second one and I had high expectations and it delivered, which is kind of, I feel like rare
says
with
a lot.
rare with movies
Yeah.
these days. If you have high expectations, prepare to be let down with the movie these days.
Mhm. I wasn't a fan of the first one either.
And I'll give an honorable mention again.
What did you just say?
You didn't like the first
I
one?
wasn't a fan of the first one.
Really?
I told you guys that on the review.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I think that's the better one.
Fuck no.
That's
dude.
why I said
one of
I-
the- that's probably like
That's
the
why I
second best
wasn't.
Spider-Man.
That's
Yeah,
why you guys
fine.
were going nuts about the second one into the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse coming out, and I was
Yeah.
not that excited.
I was-
I went and I saw it; it was good.
Yeah.
Like I
I was
enjoyed it. It
excited
was a
for
great
that one.
movie, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta go see this.
I'm gonna give an honorable mention that none of you guys will agree with. Also animated though, I really liked the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I know you guys-
You were drooling over that.
Dude,
man.
I really liked that movie. I grew up with like all the Mario games and stuff. Like that was huge in my childhood. So to see them throw that on the big screen, like I enjoyed it.
Good for you.
Actually, I wasn't on the review, but I gave it the highest score after
96.
95.
95.
I'm
Jeez.
standing by it.
That's crazy.
Actually, I think if you look it up, it's right in line with what a lot of
For
people
audience
think.
listening.
Yeah. Well, we are an
Yeah,
audience.
children and kids.
Yeah. But I have one other thing.
Yeah, fucking 5.
TV shows we all agree with The Last of Us, but the other one that I'm giving right now is my second favorite is the show Silo on Apple TV. It's not over yet. Well, actually, it will be when this comes out. The last episode will drop when this episode of Small Guys Podcast drops. First 9 episodes, fantastic. It's getting good ratings. It's got some actors that I personally have not seen. And it's a cool concept. It's like a thriller, sci-fi kind of thing. If you have Apple TV, right now it's number 1, or it is at least of recording. Check it out.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Crowded Room's not number 1. Has anyone started that?
I started it. But yeah,
it good?
they're still coming out every week. There's 5 episodes out right now. I got
I
to
want to
episode
watch.
4 last
I want to
night.
watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, that's the reason I guess Tom Holland's taking a year off from acting. So
Yeah.
he does a really good job in the show. Yeah, I think my favorite movie probably was Across the Spider-Verse so far. There are a couple I'm anticipating to maybe top that. And I think it's just mainly more of the ending without really getting the spoilers or anything. But obviously it's a one-parter of a 2-part movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now originally it was supposed to come out in March of next year, and now it's rumored that it's going to be pushed back even more, which is fine. You know, I want the movie to be as perfect as it can. So
Yeah.
But since that's been taken, I think I might go with my close second, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Good movie.
It's a little lame to take another superhero movie, but it was a perfect send off to these characters that we've known for about 10 years and that we fell in love with. So, they all felt like underdogs, and working together, they became like a family. So it was kind of emotional seeing them kind of separate. And, I think the movie was great and it held up, as I think it is truly one of the best trilogy in the MCU. And I really enjoyed the movie. So
That's
with
also the second movie that should be mentioned that was like wrapping things up.
Yeah.
John Wick 4
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
wrapped things up, that did a really good job in my opinion. It had its moments where you're like, all right. And so did Guardians. It had its moments but the overall story, the ending of both of those, like concluding both of those stories, I think they both deserve high spots. So I agree with that.
Well, and there's a lot of popular TV shows too that just wrapped up. We just mentioned Succession,
Yep.
Ted Lasso. Like
Yeah.
these shows are done, and
I know I
you know,
didn't
it-
watch the newest season.
yeah, it feels like now we're moving maybe into a new era of some new TV shows coming out where we can start, building more seasons and
Yeah,
having great shows. So, yeah, since Last of Us would be my favorite show of the year, and I don't think anything will top it.
That feels like it's so long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think it was
does.
this year. They're coming out in January. But my close second, I would say, was Succession, which just ended. I like Aiden. I started a couple months ago before season 4 started,
Mhm.
so I was able to catch up and then watch season 4 as they came out every week. And I think the way the show ended, obviously without spoilers, I think it ended perfectly for all the characters. And season 4 is crazy, and every season finale of the show is amazing. So, yeah, I'd go with Succession.
It's crazy. I just found out the Succession is filmed on film.
Yeah,
So they said, like, if you have
I
a
didn't know
scene and
that.
like we're all together, like me and Andrew have a scene, then you two have a scene, like if you fuck up, you got to keep going. There's no
yeah, they have
cuts.
multiple going at the same
So
time.
and I
yeah.
feel like now, like I'm only 3-4 episodes in, and I'm like, damn, like I kind of see, like, because someone will be like you'll just see a weird movement,
Yeah.
but then I guess it feels natural.
Yeah, and they're all theater people too. All these actors.
Yeah,
have
so
theater
it definitely
backgrounds.
makes sense. And now as I go and finish the like series, I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm gonna start nitpicking. I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
see all of them.
I always like do that when people are like that. I'll be like looking like directly at him, like, did he move his arm?
Yeah, but it's like, especially on film, like, what do you mean I gotta do this entire scene, no cuts?
That's how we're filming this episode, actually,
Yeah.
on film.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is true.
No
Yeah,
cuts.
Yeah,
So-
that was a lie.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, so if they screw up or anything like
Yeah.
that, they have multiple going.
But then you're like, all right, now you give props to the actors
Yeah.
that are there and shit like
and you
that.
get used to the style in which they shoot the episodes too.
Mhm.
After a couple episodes,
Yeah.
you get used to
Yeah.
it, which I really like. So
Mhm.
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I
One
gotta
and
start
one.
that. So I'm gonna give you guys a movie this year that I really like that you probably haven't even thought about. Creed.
Yeah,
Crew's good.
Creed 3.
I forget about that
Great.
one, and I get
Yeah.
a lot of people think sometimes I look like Michael
Like
B.
B. Jordan,
Jordan.
yeah, I get it, I get it. No, for sure. But yeah, Creed 3 to me, I just
I can see
love Michael B. Jordan's probably like up there top 5 for me. Like, in terms
that
of
was a
like,
good movie.
yeah,
It was
in
a-
terms of my favorite
And that's
actors.
another movie that concluded the story.
Yeah.
So
Really, I think that
A lot
I
of
There's
think
been a lot of closeouts this year, which kind of sucked. And that's
I
why
think that was really comparable to the first one in terms of how good it was.
Yeah.
I'll take the third one. I still think 3, 1, 2 in terms of that trilogy for me, but I know a lot of
Yeah,
people
well,
would
Rocky
go,
had one.
yeah,
Eh.
1, 3, 2. But I think again, it's his own trilogy. You
Yeah,
shouldn't rely on the crutch of Rocky. But as a side tangent, but yeah,
That's a
But
good
that's how
movie,
it
man.
started.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, Creed 3 for me definitely was probably not my favorite, but it's just like a personal, preference. Like,
No,
hey, I
it's a
really
good
like that movie.
definitely make the top 5
For sure.
list.
Yeah. Obviously, Jonathan Majors, besides the scandal that he's going through right now.
Yeah, we won't.
Apparently, might be in.
Yeah, we won't comment too much.
Yeah, no
We'll wait for
We'll wait,
everything to
yeah.
drop in
No
the, in the
comments
court.
on that.
His
but,
thing is August 3rd, I believe. So
Really?
it's coming up. Yeah,
but him and Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson are amazing in that movie.
they are.
Mhm.
So that's my favorite movie of the year so far. And then for my my
TV show.
TV show.
show.
Yeah, it's gonna be Demon Slayer 3, third season of Demon Slayer. It just wrapped up. It'll be 2 weeks from when this episode drops.
Okay.
I'm so excited for this next arc. I know you guys aren't big in the anime, and I'm
Yeah.
really not either. But
I'll have to check it out. though.
seriously, like,
Maybe at least
it's
maybe we'll review it.
What are
it's
you
so
watching
renowned.
It was
Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay.
that's literally.
I knew I should have asked.
Yeah.
I go on Xbox, you see everyone on Crunchyroll at night.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But when it comes to that, Last of Us is really good, and I'm super excited for the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen. I really think that's in a top Demon Slayer for me.
Okay.
I have high expectations for that. So that's my TV shows.
Gotcha.
I want to make an honorable mention because you guys kind of pushed The Last of Us on me, but honestly, I might switch it up and I might take Blackbird.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot
That
about
came out this year,
Blackbird.
right?
Yeah.
Blackbird was great.
Yeah, that was a great
That was
show.
one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
It's like
actually,
one where
I totally forgot about
yeah,
that.
like
Kevin
Last of Us
Eccleston.
obviously was great, but it's more of like a bigger franchise. I feel like Blackbird, based on a true story, but like even being an Apple series,
I've
like,
watched that show in one sitting.
Yeah, I
It's-
think it
it's
took
si-
me, like,
it's
2 days.
sickening.
I've
Yeah.
done that a couple times.
I literally I started it at like 11 p.m.
Mhm.
and
Jesus.
I
no, it was.
think
it was
I
a quick
finished it at
watch.
like 5 or 6 a.m.
And it
I
was like just the
fuck,
way
I
that it
gotta go
laid
to
out
work.
too, like the cliffhangers at the end. Like each episode had a cliffhanger, and you're like, "Holy fuck!" Like I need more. So you're like, "Screw it!" Like it's 1 a.m.
That
I got
reminds me
work
of,
in the
like,
morning.
Ozark.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Ozark.
yeah. And I gotta. I think I'm gonna switch mine to that because
That's a
I
great. That's a
enjoyed
good
it.
one.
Yeah.
Blackbird, yeah, another Apple TV show. If you haven't watched it, they seem to. Mike said it
crime junkies.
offline. I think he said Apple, and I kind of take
They
this
don't
step,
miss.
but they don't seem to miss very much. I think we've
Mm.
said it before. They
Same
do a
with
lot of.
A24.
They do.
Yeah.
A24
is
too.
good.
24's in their bag.
A24 is another one where it's like they don't seem to miss because they'll have like, let's say out of 10, they got 7 great things, maybe 6 great things, but the other 4 aren't bad. They're just okay.
Yeah.
Like they don't see. I haven't seen them put out somewhere I was like, man, that was bad. It was a weird one that we saw this year that Bo is Afraid.
Yeah, A24.
That's worth mentioning. Maybe not as a favorite. But
I haven't seen that actually.
What a
It's not
weird
favorite,
movie.
but it's unique.
It is. Yeah,
And
it
that's
is.
like if you go and listen to our review on Bo is Afraid, like it was a long ass movie. At least it felt like it. I don't remember the runtime
3 hours.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a long ass movie.
Dude, we sat through it, but it's like a one-time watch. Like, I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff and you're like love what is it, Ari Aster,
Yeah.
or you like love A24 films, like those people will sit there and watch it multiple times. But that is like it's unique. It's a one-time watch, personally in my book.
Yeah.
What's that movie we watched with Bill Murray, as like the
Ant-Man.
writer
Oh.
that we just did a rewind on
French
this year?
Dispatch?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit was so weird to me. I don't know why that made me think of that.
I just saw we saw Asteroid City, and it was basically the same.
Yeah,
we'll
we're gonna
have a
review that. in a
review will
couple
come
weeks.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about our most anticipated movies. I guess it could be shows too.
Let's get the elephant out of the room first. So we're all excited for Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
We're
I've
actually
seen IMAX.
yeah
we
we're,
always
we're
crack up, and Pav isn't here, obviously, but we go on Twitter every day, and Christopher Nolan's like a new news article came out that Christopher Nolan said this will be the last movie you'll ever see. Like all this shit. We always joke that he's literally gonna nuke the entire world once this movie comes
yeah
out.
I'm expecting to walk out of it because we're going to what isn't it?
We're
the
going to
biggest,
the largest IMAX screen, like screen in Michigan. We're going downtown, so we're gonna see that at the Science Center.
Yeah, I'm expecting no eyebrows.
Yeah,
after-
like
I'm
I
looking-
expect to be like having a pop and fucking popcorn in my hand, and then
Yeah.
someone looks over to me and I'm
Naked.
just a fucking skeleton. Just like,
Either that
that
or-
shit in my head. Like, I'm just absolutely dead.
Either
at
that or it
first.
like starts up and your stuff is just sprayed into your face.
It's like a fucking you're just gonna hear like a Modern Warfare 2 nuke sound going off right at the end credits.
What's the call out for that? The nuke.
like the
It's like a-
It's over. It's just done. And you just look over, you're like, oh fuck.
yeah, I think it was
But-
And that'll be the last movie where we see it.
Aiden and I talked about like he's gonna like the movie will end and he'll be like
Blow up select theaters.
yeah, this is actually the
Yeah.
final. It just rocket launches out of the theater.
So we might not get a review on that.
Yeah.
on that movie.
But I just think it's hilarious because the more every day that I wake up and I go on Twitter and I see something new, it just makes me like more scared to go watch this movie. Like I'm honestly scared to go see it.
And
But-
the cast looks crazy.
the,
Yeah.
the cast looks great, and then another one coming out that same week, same day,
Same day. as
Barbie,
Yeah.
which seems to be
It's got a cult following, which
Yeah,
is
you
good
know what's
because it's
weird
gonna do
too
a shit ton of money.
is I've told like a couple of people, but I think I told my dad about it, and he was like, "Oh, sure you want to go? Well, you want to go see that?" I was like, "Yeah, it looks good. It looks
So,
funny. Like it's
Hey,
probably
I
gonna be
compare
really
Two
good."
words. Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
I compare the Barbie movie as Minions. Remember, people were going to Minions that would never even you would think ever go there.
I guarantee there's
And
people
yeah,
that are
for a
gonna
meme.
dress in wigs and looking like fucking
Josh might.
Yeah.
Fred from fucking Scooby Doo. Like, look at they're gonna dress
Wasn't
like that.
Ken. No, they're just
Yeah, we're
like
gonna.
Ken.
So on the Barbie review, maybe not, but possibly we'll all be dressed up as Ken.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're planning on doing both in the same episode because it come out the same day. So that's
Yeah.
gonna be. a
Ah,
fun
we
episode,
should-
'cause
we
there's a
should
lot to
divide
talk
No, I
about.
think
We might-
Oppenheimer's
we might
gonna be
have
its
to
own.
divide it.
We gotta
Yeah.
divide
A lot of
that.
stuff coming out in July though.
But besides those
We could
two,
do a
like
bonus,
obviously like
maybe.
Oppenheimer and Barbie, I think mine is Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese movie that's
Yeah.
coming
Oh,
out.
yeah,
And they said it's like
With
3.5
Leo,
hours long.
Yeah, Leo.
Leo's the lead role and
Who
like
else is
all
there?
that stuff. It's got a stat cast too.
Not Adam Driver. No.
No.
Well, there's another one I'm excited about, and that's coming out in July. I think it's July 12th. It's Mission Impossible because I'm a huge fan of those movies. It is a part
Yeah,
one.
I'm not
Hey,
That's just Josh.
that whole movie's ruined from Blueface's XXL freestyle. He goes, I need a Impossible to play with my roof. It's the dumbest
Well, have
shit.
you
What
guys
does that have to do with Mission Impossible?
What do you mean?
That's Kim Possible.
Oh no, but still.
Mine has Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, no, I don't fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
I seen that that stunt he did.
Play my
I don't know.
What?
It's the dumbest shit ever, bro. I
That's-
heard Kim Possible and Mission
Oh,
Impossible. I don't
Mission
know why.
Impossible.
I
That's a
don't know.
clip.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Mission Impossible movies?
I've seen like
No.
what was
Okay.
Mission Impossible 3? I think this is the last one I've seen.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
that
The
was
stunt
long
looked
time ago.
cool. I saw that.
Yeah,
So
That's the thing is,
Yeah.
like, fuck, I've already seen it, so why do I gotta
Yeah.
go see it?
Yeah, he does his own stunts, and then every movie has like a big thing, right? Where like one he's hanging off a plane, or or one he's underwater for 4
So
minutes.
3 is the
straight,
one where he's climbing the tower with the sticky.
like-
stick,
no,
right?
that's 4.
I didn't see it.
I might try and watch this. So
They're
you're not
great,
the
they're
only
great.
person on the review.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I don't know. If
yeah. I don't know
had
how
some
we'll
time,
do it
maybe
because
I'll
I
watch it.
love those movies and they make a lot of money.
Yeah. for
Henry
sure.
Cavill was in the last one.
Really?
Really?
Jeremy Renner's been in them. Like they have all star cast. Haley Atwell will be in the
But
new
see,
one.
like my
From-
problem is I would
Yeah.
much rather watch 007 over.
But see, that's what they're similar
Yeah.
to. That's why I think you would enjoy
yeah,
them.
I mean, I'm
Maybe
sure I would, but
Yeah. So that's a movie I'm pretty excited about. Obviously, Oppenheimer's my number one, and then I am very excited for Barbie too. So it's like this whole month of July is very exciting. And then too, we have Indiana Jones, which you didn't even mention.
Indiana Jones is coming out. We also have Denis Villeneuve's making a movie,
Yeah.
and the guy that did Gone Girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Who's that? Why am I drawing a blank?
Fincher.
David Fincher.
David Fincher.
Or-
Yeah. Yeah, because he did Social Network.
Is it David
also.
Fincher?
Yeah.
If this is wrong, I'll put the
He
name
did.
on the YouTube
Is
video.
it Fincher or is it Fincher?
Fincher.
Fincher.
Fincher. Yeah, so he's got a movie coming out called like The Killers.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be fucking great
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
I'm excited
we
for
get
that.
4 great ass directors this year. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
do we know
Fincher's
who's
one of my
directing Indiana Jones?
No. I saw Harrison Ford today on
I'm
Twitter. It was
actually
really
not.
emotional after the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
excited
well, they
though.
gave him a standing ovation for like 10 minutes, which
Yeah.
they always do. But I think that he's done. This is a money grab.
Oh, this is it. No, he said this is his last time.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no way he's gonna
In
do it.
movies or
No, just
No,
Indiana
it's Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Shrinking's also another really good show with him. I didn't mention that earlier.
No.
That's Apple TV also.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
know.
I
Jason
started
Segel's in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really good show.
Yeah.
It's one of his best performances, Harrison Ford. But Mike, what are you most excited for? You think?
Mine are gonna be the basic ones, Oppenheimer,
Okay.
and honestly Barbie too.
what about
I'm,
Black Beetle or Blue Beetle? Can't even say the
Black
name right.
Beetle in the city.
I'm excited for that, but I
Black
don't
Beetle's
think.
in
Yeah.
the city.
Honestly, like
Insert.
I don't know
Or the
why.
Marvels.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
that's not, I don't think it's gonna be.
We
a
don't
bad
have
movie.
another
I don't
Marvel
think so.
movie this year, do
It's
we?
the
Marvels.
Marvels.
November.
We don't have another.
We don't have
good-
another Marvel movie coming
We don't
this
have-
year.
No, next one's Deadpool 3.
No, honestly, we didn't even mention this Loki.
Yeah, Loki.
That's
Oh, yeah,
probably
that'll be cool.
like my most
Loki's coming out.
anticipated
That'll be
thing of the year
cool.
besides Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm looking so far ahead of this. I have such high expectations for it. James Gunn's a Superman.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited for that.
That's 24 though, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
25.
25.
Yeah.
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 Well, I don't know.
They
Regardless,
still
though,
have
like,
cast him.
yeah, I'm so curious to know who gets casted as
Alright.
Superman, Lois Lane. Like, I'm so excited for that. I have no, yeah,
Probably.
fuck, man. His brother.
Yeah.
They're getting his brother Superman.
Sean Gunn's gonna be Superman. I would fucking die.
I would
dude.
not
I
watch
would
it.
literally. I
They,
would
they should
cry.
for a joke say it for 20
Holy
minutes
shit!
and just see
He's
what
just
happens.
gonna play it himself. James Gunn's gonna be Superman.
Yeah.
They
Old
should.
man Superman.
He'll be Lex
I
Luthor.
think there's a new new Avatar movie this year too.
No, it's a
No?
game.
Oh, okay.
Next
Yeah.
year.
I
No, they
guess.
pushed it back to like 2027.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's
Oh
getting
no,
my God.
Avatar's got delayed.
Oh,
Yeah, and they
Oh,
announced
really?
they announced the 5th or 6th movie in
I thought they were,
2031. They
Oh,
announced
come
it
on.
in
So they're gonna do
2031.
the
yeah, episode 8,000 will be out by
That's
then. I mean,
crazy.
that's
2031.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
it's
Those
like
are the
31.
basic ones. I mean, I don't really know what else is coming out this year.
Oh, duh. And again, the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen is coming out in like a week or two.
Also, at the point of recording this, we haven't. I don't think any of us has watched it yet. This needs to be mentioned for Brian. The Bear season 2.
I've
Yeah.
seen.
It's-
I'm 4 episodes in so far. It's pretty good.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said
It
yesterday.
gives me
Will
like
Poulter's in it,
Shameless
right?
vibe. Shameless.
So a lot
vibes
of people
I've
are
seen.
comparing it to Shameless, but that's what I did with the first season.
Wasn't the same guy in it?
Yeah.
The main actor.
Jeremy.
White. Jeremy White or something.
I want to watch a couple
I'm
like
not-
seasons of Shameless.
I know
'cause,
his
like
name.
I've heard
I've
that-
Shameless was really good, but then it took,
Inserted.
it took a bad turn in the ending. I don't. They're probably still making seasons.
But Will
I haven't
Poulter's
watched
in
it.
this new season, right?
So I got to that part. It's pretty good.
You know what Brian told me? This is funny. He was like, I was nervous about Will Poulter. I'm like, why? He's great. He's funny. He's like awesome guy. And he goes, well, I was worried he'd be a bad guy. I go, bad guy in the Bear? I'm
Yeah,
like, what
no.
would a bad guy be? A
No,
Canadian restaurant?
That's why, but like, but I'm watching this.
Food
I'm only 4 episodes in. I mean, it's good. Like, it's something to watch, and they're super quick. Like,
Yeah.
right when you like get invested into it, it fucking cuts.
Yeah,
so,
they're
like,
what,
and I'm like,
25 minutes?
yeah, they're super short. So
What
I'm
about
like,
Black
all right.
Mirror? Do you like that?
Black
stuff?
Mirror was
I gotta
really
watch
good.
that stuff.
I finished all 5 of them.
Oh,
It's
it's only 5?
5.
Oh, okay.
Hot start. Like the first one is pretty good. Second one is I personally like the second one. It's like more of a true crime one. Third one is by far one of the best
With
Black
Aaron
Mirror
Paul.
episodes. Aaron
In
Paul.
space, yeah.
Yep.
I
And
watched
just like the concept of it is sick. And then
I haven't watched that.
fourth
I'm gonna just
one.
watch the third
Fourth
episode.
one's weird.
Is
It's
it
an
the
unlike
Daisy something? Daisy Days? or
Yeah,
something
Is
like
it
it-
like the fucking
It's
pig
Zazie
one?
Beetz.
it's like no, it's Zazie Beats and there's like paparazzi. I'm not gonna spoil it,
Yeah.
but the twist is like unlike any other Black Mirror. Like it didn't really seem like a Black Mirror episode. And then the 5th one, which one of the guys at work was like loving it. I didn't like it personally.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna watch it, and I think I'm gonna save the third one for last because I know that. Was
I mean, I would just watch
The
it.
one
Watch
episode of
it.
that show that
You
stands,
don't have to,
that,
but
that
Yeah.
stands out to me is that that VR headset one.
yeah.
Where he's
Well,
in-
don't spoil anything.
The Anthony
Alright.
Mackie one?
No. We're the guys at Game
Striking
Tester.
Vipers.
The Game Tester.
Yeah, he's a game.
No,
I like
Yeah.
the.
Oh,
I
you mean
like,
Smash Bros?
Cody just started watching some of them too.
Yeah, so I don't want to say anything.
no, I like
stupid.
the one. I think it's Santa Monica or whatever it's called.
That one's good.
San
That's-
Juniper.
Yeah, Juniper. That I love
I like
that.
Nosedive
bro.
too.
I love that
Nosedive with what's her name? Ron Howard's daughter.
A movie I think we should do
Oh,
that'd be
boy,
kind of
boy.
cool, especially with everything that's going on. Would be you showed me it actually. Her
Yeah,
with
Scarlett Johansson.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
yeah
Phoenix.
yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Josh showed me that actually. If you haven't seen it,
That's really
it's-
good.
it's
It
a good
reminds me
one.
of like
Sounds
Ex
good.
Machina.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got that.
Well, that'll be somewhere in the rewind.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. But yeah, that was. I mean, that's kind of everything we wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
We will be off 4th of July, so no episode that day. But
Yeah.
we do have our next episode will be a
Small
one of our
guys going on
Friday
vacation.
episodes. Yeah, one of our Friday episodes. We're doing Indiana Jones. That'll be our next review.
Which we haven't bought tickets for.
Yeah, we gotta buy tickets for that. And go see it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
So
But no, I mean we appreciate you guys, girls, anyone that's listening, anyone that's obviously tuning in. I'm sorry, bro.
We're the small guys, so I mean he's not that.
Yeah. people
Any
listening.
any
said- he
human
said,
dog,
"Please."
any, anyone that's listening, thank you. We
Dogs, cats.
we appreciate. Yeah, that's another thing. If you want, if you know, maybe you've got a pet cat or a dog or a bunny or
Aiden's
what-
cat's upstairs probably saying, "Shut the fuck up."
whatever animal it is. If you're going to work or whatever, go ahead and do us a favor and go on YouTube and just let the Small Guys podcast just play in the background for your pet. It helps us out. Those views that it gets us out there to more and more people as
sure.
we're slowly
Instagram
growing.
shorts too. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
that's the key.
Hey, shorts, man.
no, but yeah, that was this is 100 episodes, and
yeah. So
we're
thank
excited to keep
yeah.
going. Thank you.
thank you to
Mhm.
everyone that's listening. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mike. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Brian. That's
Wherever you
you
are.
know,
Thanks, Paul.
um so thank you guys too. This is definitely like a group effort.
No, for
we're,
sure.
we're all kind of in this for the long haul at this point.
We eventually want to do more in-person episodes
Actually,
in the
a
future.
couple other podcasts have kind of reached
Oh,
out.
right.
It's
So
a sign.
I mean, I'm about
Yeah.
to strike, guys.
I'm gonna have to extend my we're gonna have to
Hey, you couldn't
a new
have afforded,
proposal
you
here,
couldn't have
but-
got this house without
Yeah.
Small Guys
I do gotta
Podcast.
thank you guys for this nice headquarters that we have here.
Yeah, Aiden
you
was
know,
able
it's
to
working
buy.
out.
Aiden was able to buy a house with all these downloads. So
That
just
is
keep
true.
on downloading,
Yep.
keep on liking on YouTube.
Yep.
Also, if you don't like something, I should mention that too. We have got some feedback before. I'm not gonna say anyone's name on
Mhm.
things that they didn't like, but it helped us improve and change things.
Some of the
Um,
emails from what was that one guy that said something?
I forgot
I'm
what
gonna
it was.
shout him out. The one guy that sent that email or the shitty review that he had.
I don't remember what it was.
Hey, fuck that guy.
That's what I was getting
No,
at.
it was about a
Fuck that
show
guy.
we were talking about. And
Yeah,
Oh,
which
he
warranted,
said if you're gonna talk about a show or a movie, at least get the names right.
which was warranted.
Sorry, we don't know him as a fucking on a personal.
Yeah, but it was
level,
warranted. I was
It
like,
was warranted.
It
I
is,
was like,
yeah,
all right,
we
you know what,
fucked up.
fair. I think he said like,
it was a TV show we were doing.
I think it was Blackbird. Actually.
It might have been Blackbird.
I don't remember.
No, because
exactly.
we knew everything on Blackbird.
I don't know.
I don't
Other
remember.
shows.
But we
listening-
appreciate any kind of support.
Positive,
Obviously,
negative feedback.
yeah,
good or bad.
anything. We are on everything that you can think of at this point. To listen, Spotify, Apple, Google, Audible, and a bunch of other
You
shit.
could
that-
probably go to your public library and
Yeah.
probably find it. 'cause
You
that
might be
is
able to
Podcast
find us.
Podcast.
We still gotta get the hashtag prayed and get some bitches.
No,
going.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
trending one of these days, but
yeah.
yeah, find us on any of those platforms and check us out.
OnlyFans.
We're I don't know if we're there
We're
yet.
branching in.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're coming soon. That'll be the 107th episode.
That's soon.
But yeah, get ready. But thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thank you
Thank you.
guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right.
See you, boys.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Peace
well,
out.
no, what are we doing? The Q&A.
We're not. It's done.
No Q&A.
Nope.
Well, I got a question. Why is Aiden still a virgin?
All right. See you guys.